Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, of course, welcome back to the Nightcap in association with MCW's National News. Of course, joining me on the line, he is the one, the only. You would know him as Iron J. It's, of course, Mr. Benny Cole.
How you going, champ?
Doing very well, my friend. How are you?
I am well.
Excellent to hear, excellent to hear. Now, you're a very busy man to get hold of. We've got a lot of things going your way at the moment.
Yeah, flat out at the moment with these superhero wrestling parties. So we've got that with the PT and the food patrol over here. So there's no rest for the wicked.
It sounds like you've got it full on. Let's have a look at your superhero parties. Can you tell the nation exactly what that entails?
Oh, we're just bashing up small children, of course. No, no, we're doing it's like little athletics with kids with a wrestling twist to it.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time, a lot of people have been asking me if we can, incorporate some sort of wrestling with children. But because of the age groups, I mean, we've got 4 to 6 year olds, 11. They build, it starts so young. It's just been. I was just trying to find the best way of doing it, and little athletics, kind of like tug of war, potato sack races, egg and spoons, stuff like that. Just awesome response from that. So been running with that.
So power bombing people into thumbtacks. That's kind of. A bit further off down the track.
The parents didn't like that too much, so we're trying to stay away from that.
I can understand that completely. Is it a bit of a thrill for you when, of course, the kids would have seen you on your I&J fish finger commercials and so forth? Did they look at you and go, "Oh my God, this is the guy"? Like, is there a lot of stardom?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the feedback we've been getting is tremendous. They run up, they get the photos and all that as well. So, and we're spoiling them all with little merchandise stuff. So, it's just been phenomenal.
That is absolutely fantastic. Like, obviously, your I&J persona has really captivated Australia at the moment. We saw the first ad where it was the montage of you being a small boy right up to the full-grown wrestler. Was that a difficult thing to portray? Like, did the company come up to you going, "Look, this is what we want, just do it," or did you get to bring your own flavour there?
It was pretty much my own flavour. Because they didn't know much of the wrestling. They had an idea, so it was pretty much all improv on the day. They just had like the scenes and that set out, but it was pretty much go in there and do whatever you like. So it was pretty really interesting and good because I've never done that kind of stuff before.
Mm-hmm. So do you get to take the name I&J with you? Like when you're performing, with your own association, I believe it's AWF, is that correct?
Yeah, AWF down in Sydney.
So when you're wrestling in AWF, are you known as I&J or do you go by Benny Cole? Or?
I go with Benny Cole's. Just with again the violence factor with wrestling.
Yep.
If anything does go wrong and something happened, for the I&J the brand, it just wouldn't look good from their behalf. So I've separated it and just kept everything as Benny Cole's. But as seen on TV as I&J is the best loophole I could come up with.
Absolutely. Do you get to keep the belt?
The crunch time belt,
yeah.
Mr. Irresistible.
Mr. Irresistible.
No, I don't.
Oh, that's a terrible shame.
Yeah, I get to have it every now and again when we do like charity gigs and stuff like that. So, it's always good to dust off.
Well, you don't need that one when you personally you became a champion recently.
Yeah, I've got the AWF heavyweight champion and the US Commonwealth champion over here. So,
they're two wonderful titles to be holding. Obviously, a lot of work and preparation goes into your matches. Do you have a finisher? Do you have your favourite way to bring the end to the match?
Yeah, they got the Benny Splash.
The Benny Splash.
Yeah.
Please, by all means, let's explore this. How does the Benny Splash cause as much pain as possible?
Well, you knock your opponent down and you line him up and you pick up some speed off the ropes and you just let the biggest splash you can onto him.
It's amazing how things have progressed over the years. When Hulk Hogan's leg drop was the most punishing move in sports entertainment, and now today you've got the Benny Splash and things like that. Things that actually cause a bit of pain.
Oh, deadly. It's getting much more speed than the Hulkster.
Oh, yeah. It wouldn't take much now. He needs a motorised scooter to get around, I'm sure. Although that sex tape was pretty good. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about that. Never mind. Let's move along. Of course, coming up, Friday the 16th of November, you'll be facing off in Melbourne City Wrestling's very own squared circle against Mr. Andrew Phoenix. Is there a bit of heat there? Obviously, last time you guys met, didn't really go Mr. Phoenix's way.
Did you see it?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I mean, the boys from MCW, because I was doing I&J performance down at the shopping centres, they invited me down to come down and watch the show. I didn't bring my wrestling gear, so unfortunately I missed out on that. But I got there about at intermission, and they brought me out. Real nice with it. They introduced me and everything, and just sat in the crowd, and I was watching the show, and then Phoenix comes out and starts doing the dastardly heel stuff of pissing off the crowd pretty much, and then turns his attention my way, and just starts saying some cheap stuff at me. Wrestles his match, phenomenal athlete, doing what he does, and but real cocky and being real arrogant about it. But he did win, and back on the mic he goes, and then starts saying, doing as he does, and the crowd starts building up, and then he starts targeting me, saying. One thing to be a wrestler on TV, I think it was. It's another thing to do it in real life. So and that the crowd bit on that, and so it kind of got my energy, bubbling, and down I went, and pretty much
and took care of business. Well, of course, Mr. Phoenix, he claims to be a very true blue professional athlete, opposed to, and these are his words, not mine, a fish finger wannabe. That was harsh words, I believe, that he's thrown your way.
Yeah, I mean, it's just cheap shots. I mean, it's one thing to talk a big game, but when we're in the ring, he kind of backpedaled pretty quick.
Wouldn't? Well, most people would. Let's look at the size difference, shall we? I think you've got a couple extra pounds on him. Now, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, money would be on you.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, it's my first appearance for MCW coming up this Friday, so very excited to be part of the show, and I'll be definitely bringing my A game because first impressions.
Oh, absolutely, and of course it's a very big night for MCW. It's actually when Worlds Collide. It's their second anniversary, so quite a big night as well. So you've picked a great night to come down.
Oh, bloody oath. I've seen all the promos, build-ups to all the other matches and that. I mean, it's looking like a tremendous card.
It is a great card, of course. Some very professional athletes. We've got, of course, Mr. Hellfire versus the Grim, which, of course, will be a very big match. As well as there's a MCW Championship match that night as well. So there's a lot of excellent things on the card.
Yeah, so once I clean up Phoenix, I'll probably just pull up a chair in the front row and kick back and watch the rest of the show, maybe.
It's probably the best bet. Now, having a look at the fact that you do have the AWF title, you've got it was the US title, did you say?
The Commonwealth.
Commonwealth, sorry, I do apologise. So you've got these two titles. Could we see an MCW title around the waist one day, do you think?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm more than happy to, give this, like I said, first impression, so we'll go from there, and, if the crowd likes what they see, then, I'm more than happy to come back.
I think I'd get behind you, and of course, if you need a manager, just yell out. I'm happy to walk you to the ring. I'll wear a dress if you want. It doesn't bother me.
just because?
Yeah, well, that's just how I get around most days.
Yeah. Well, each to their own.
Let's have a look at your backstory for a little bit, if we can. Obviously, when did you wake up one day and go, you know what, I'm going to be a wrestler?
I think it's always been one of those things. I've always loved to entertain and jump around in front of a crowd, but it was just one of those things where the parents kind of held me back a bit just to, make sure you've got something to fall back on. So I was grateful from that because I've got an electrical apprenticeship, which is actually, which I completed. So I've got my ticket as being a Sparky, but that's kind of just sitting on the shelf at the moment with everything else I'm doing.
No, I can understand. Have you ever thought about doing the next step? You've got wrestling under the belt. You've got your first advertisement under the belt. Next step, movies?
Movies. Again, it's something that I never thought I'd do, but I mean, I've done some acting courses and things like that, looking into it and trying things. It's a long day doing that kind of work. I mean, the pay is friggin' phenomenal if you can get, noticed and stuff like that. But yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, it's on my to-do list, but it's not at the top. So leave it at that.
Well, in other words, just watch this space. You just never know what will happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always open for opportunities, and I have done auditions and things like that for upcoming roles and done all different things. It just depends where my day is travelling and where, where it's all coming from.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Can we have a look at some of your influences? Obviously, let's talk about the elephant in the room. WWE, of course, would be most wrestlers' influence. Do you have a particular wrestler that you like to model yourself after, or at least influences your...
Shawn Michaels, definitely.
The Heartbreak Kid.
The Rock, the promos and things like that. They're the main two. Ric Flair, once I got into it and studied a lot more of it, Ric Flair, go back and watching all that stuff, that was phenomenal.
The original football days.
Yeah, I mean, they're the main ones that I really enjoy.
So would you consider yourself more of a promo, or just going to go in and let the ring sort it out?
Yeah, I'm definitely more for the ring. Promos is definitely something that I like doing and getting, jumping around and doing all that, over the top entertaining that you can do as well. So, I mean, it's a mixture of both that I do love, theatrics and all that jazz. So, it's just, to me, pro wrestling is the total package because you do have all that freedom and all that stuff. And even with kids' parties, like I said, there's that much freedom that we can do with that without even actually doing, wrestling. We actually do like cake smashes and things like that. So we just have to, just for safety reasons. So, I just love it.
Is there any match that you would refuse to do?
Nah.
No? Happy to take it on?
What's that?
Happy to take it on?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, wrestling, there is always ways to do things safe and as best you can. So that's, I always look at it as a challenge.
Absolutely. It was, for those that know the backstory for myself, I've always been a massive wrestling fan as well. But unfortunately, due to I've got a fusion in my neck, so I'm no longer allowed to do anything mat-wise. But I look at some of the matches and I think to myself, there is no way on this God's green earth am I going to let anyone hit me with a fluorescent light bulb.
Nah, the fluorescent light bulb match, eh?
Yes. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
To me, that's a pub fight. Happy to be part of them.
Hey, if the money's there, you never know.
That's very true as well, I suppose. So, obviously, big match coming up this Friday. Do you have any stern words for Mr. Phoenix before the match?
Well, I hope he's training. Because I'll be bringing everything I got.
Bringing the A game. Well, that's absolutely fantastic. Of course, Benny Coles, we really do appreciate your time. We know that your time is very, very precious. So we're not going to hold you for too much longer. So on behalf of MCW's News, I wanted to say thank you very much. And on behalf of the Nightcap, I want to say thank you very much for your time.